Okay, now for the really cool part. This website here, websitehosting1.com, let me just go over there and I'm going to show you. You just come over here and need a database automated code generator. So websitehosting1.com, come over here, click on this link, and this table, this generator is going to do all of the generating for us. So if you recall now, we've already made the database, the ID, the username, password, email, real name. Now all we have to do is put that in here. We don't have to put the ID in though, because that is going to be automatic. So let's go ahead and get this part started. And this is going to be really easy to do, you guys. Now, here's what I do. I go ahead and I make everything into a notepad document so that I have it all handy. I know what I put down and I know what everything is supposed to be. So when I log into cPanel here, when I log into this right now, and I'm going to change this, so don't even bother coming back and putting it in because it isn't going to work. When I log in to the cPanel, my user ID right at the moment is commerce. Let's go back here. So the username you need to log into the server is the username for the database. Wait, username you use to log into the server, then the username for the database. Yeah, that's correct. Sorry, just made this, and so I just want to make sure everything is absolutely correct, and that is correct. So let's come back down here. So username, so as you can see I have this localhost. Username is going to be commerce because that's what I use to log in to the cPanel. And if you recall, I made the admin, wait, let me go here. I made the admin the user into the database. Okay, so let's go back and we're going to put that right here. And now the password was simply admin1234. So I just have to put that in there. And then the database. So the username you use to log into the server, again, that'll be commerce. And then the database name, and that one was, I believe, business, correct? And it is business with a capital B. Now when you're in control panel, it does matter if it's a capital B or a small b. So just so you're aware of that, if you're trying to log in with a small b, it's not going to work. So we go right back here, commerce, copy, and let's paste it into the database area. Edit, paste. And now I want the table name to be members. Because if you recall, we created the database right here. The database is business. Here we have the users. We added the users to the database. Then we went down to PHP MyAdmin. And then we created the database. We click on here. And we called it table members. And that is where everything resides. So if you need to watch this again, that's fine. Go ahead. Okay, now we don't need an ID field because that's hidden behind the scenes. So all we need to do are create these fields. So we just need to worry about this one, and this one. This one don't worry about. This is just kind of for the code that's going to be generated on the next page. So the first ID was username, and we'll make that a string or a text, it doesn't matter. Let's say text. And the length will be, 255. We want to add another field, and that one was password, and that will also be a text, and that will be 255. And we want to add another one called email, and text, and 255. And we'll add another field, and that will be real name, and text 255. Now I may come back and add a couple more things to this because I can already see that there's a couple things that need to be added. But anyway, for now this is fine. So now we've put in everything we need. We've got the username, the control panel username to log into the server, and then the username for the database, and then we have the password, and then we have the database, we have the login to the control panel for the server, and then the database name, and then the table name that we created was called members. And let's just go back and make sure everything is correct. Move this over. Username, password, email, real name. Everything is correct. Alright, so let's go from there. All we got to do now is hit the generate button. Oh, I want to show you. Up here, you can disregard this box. It's just, let's say that you want to make a database that has, I don't know, 100 fields in it, and there are people that have to make that and more. Sometimes it's a whole lot easier to just come up here and it's going to show you how many fields that you have in there. So you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so let's go ahead and generate the code. And what's going to happen is it's going to generate your connect, your index, all the PHP code will be written for you. Added, update, updated, delete, and SQL. Oh, let me just mention here, the SQL dump, that's in case you just want to go ahead and not bother creating the database the way we did here. When we do it this way, if you want, once you've generated the code, it'll give you the SQL dump, and then you can just dump it right into any kind of database you create. But I want to show you how to do it first this way so you have a very good understanding. Okay, now first thing to do is we want to do the connect. So we come up here and we just left click and hold the button down, and then we're going to right click and copy. Now I use Dreamweaver, so I'm just going to go ahead and create a new page, and I am going to highlight all of that same way, just left click and hold it all down, right click and paste. I want to paste all that code I just had in there. Now I'm going to file, save as, and I'm going to call that connect.php. The reason I call it connect is because that's what it said it is, connect.php. So let's go back down here, connect.php. What I do need to do is I do need to add a folder because I want everything into the same folder. So let's go ahead and call that business. I named the database business, so let's go ahead and just call it that with a capital B. Let's open that, and I'm going to save it in there. Now I want to go ahead and FTP, which means I want to transfer files from my computer over to the server, and all I have to do is take this business folder. If I had 100 different items in there, all I have to do is drag it all over, and it's all going to go in there. But the reason I'm doing this like this right now is because right now all there is connect in there, and I just want to make sure that we have a connection to the database. So let's go ahead and go, oh I don't know, let's go here. go ahead and go to chicagocleaningcrew.com, capital B for business, that's the folder we made, and then let's go to connect. Okay, you are successfully connected to localhost. You are successfully connected DB Commerce Business. So we're connected. That's good news. Now I do want to show you one thing. The next one we're going to create is going to be this index page. So if I was to go in there right at this time, let me go ahead and just create that for you real quick, because I want to show you something that might confuse you guys, and then it won't, because you'll know what's going on. Okay, let's X out and create a new one. Create, and we're just going to call this one index. Index.php. Sorry, I'm starting to get a cold. Okay, now let me just transfer this into that folder. Index.php. And then I'm going to come back and show you. Alright, so here we are. Chicago Cleaning Crew Business Connect. Now I want to make that index.php. Now, if you see this, see you're connected, that's fine. But sorry, data was not found. That's because there's nothing inside the database yet. So if you come across that, you haven't done anything wrong. We just haven't added anything to the database. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay, now let's come on down to add. File, new, create. File, save as, add.php, and save. I'm going to go through this real quick because I don't want to spend too much more time. There's a lot to show you here. Okay, and this one is added. What I could do is I could just take this and highlight all of that and edit and paste and rename this as added.php. You could do it either way. Sometimes I do it that way. It saves a little bit of time. It depends on how much I have going on. Okay, edit copy, edit paste, file, save as, and that was what, update, correct? Update, yes. And we're going to call that update.php, save, and the next one should be updated, and it is. Just make sure you get all of the code from the top to the bottom. File, save as, updated. Oops. Updated.php. And let's see, the last one I think is add, delete, yes. Okay, so now delete. And let's just go here, edit, paste, file, save as, and delete.php. Save. Now all we have to do is go and put all of these files in here. So add, added, connect's already there, so delete, index is already there, so update, and then updated. Okay, now let's go ahead and X out of that and let's shut the thing down that goes to the server. Okay, now let's go check out the whole database that's actually working. First thing we need to do is go to add. Okay, now I may change this a bit. I always kind of like it when it goes down rather than across, but I don't know yet. Let's say I'm going to call this ZZZ or AAA or BBB. It doesn't matter. Password AAA, email AAA, real name AAA. And we'll add that to the database. And it tells you here it was successfully added. Okay. And now let's go back and take a look at the index. And there it is, 3. See, now the reason it says 3 is because I've already tested this out before and deleted everything, and so the user ID is going to be 3, but I'm going to go ahead and change that out because I don't want people seeing that ID. So at some point, if you don't see that, that's why. Anyway, username is AAA, password AAA, email, real name. Now, we can update this. Let's say you wanted one with an address and you moved to BBB Street. Okay, all you gotta do is do that, hit the add, go back to the index page, and it's BBB Street. Let's add another one so that we make sure the delete is working. Add.php, and we're gonna call this 12121212, password at 12street.com. Real name 12. Okay. Add. It was successfully added. I want to add a link here that goes to the index page, so that'll be a little bit easier for you guys. Index. Okay. Now, let's say I have this database and this person is no longer in the group and I want to delete them. All you got to do is come over here and hit delete, and successfully deleted from the database. So now I want to go back to the index page and make sure that they were deleted, and yes, they're gone. It's just that easy, folks. Okay, that's pretty much the end of this tutorial. So again, let's not forget HTTP websitehosting1.com, and just go there and click on this link to need a database automated code generator here. This is our sister site to 10,000mb.com, just so you know. This is also our site, so you can also come and register a domain name, order hosting, whatever you want. We'd sure appreciate the like if you come up here and go to Facebook, and if you could subscribe to us on YouTube. Okay guys, that's it. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye bye.